What's good? What's good? What's good? It's your boy Stitches MBC. That's nothing but classics. I here with my boy Keith, Mr. Brutal. How you doing today, bro?
Good, man. No complaints. Having a great day.
All right. I said just how you doing. Now we're gonna make this shit about you. Let's talk about Keith now. It's all about Keith, and I'm the selfish one, right? Now I'm the damn selfish one, asshole. I know it's your year anniversary and shit, but come on, man.
Well, listen, man.
Right? Everything has to be about you.
I just want to say thank you all for the support. It has been a year since we actually did our first Brutally Honest episode. But I know you've been doing it longer than that. I just want to say thanks to those that like, always comments, and always shares to get the message out there. And as you can see, we stepping it up with the apparel, which you can order.
That's it?
DM.
That's it. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing? Jason, Leanna, how's everybody doing? This Brutally Honest, we're going to be talking about single or taken. I'm still going to do whatever I want. We're going to talk about do y'all believe in soulmates? And I'm also going to talk about how pussy is not just pussy. And it is what it is. I ain't here to sugarcoat anything. But most importantly, we are doing a live Q&A. Live question and answer. So any question you guys post, that will be our primary as far as the live goes. You already know it's every Tuesday at 7:30. God willing, we will be here. Whether I'm here, whether Keith is not here. Even though I'm going to New York, that still we'll still be able to do the show. As far as that goes. How's everybody doing though, man? How's everybody doing? It should be working. Leanna, hello.
Those of you in, hello.
Like I said, I know y'all like their apparels and everything. I don't got my orange fitted, but I'm still rocking them, repping NY. I know y'all like the little polo and things like that. How's everybody doing though? Like, comment, share, and apparel. So it is our 1 year anniversary. Let's get the party started. Now,
hookah?
I usually don't do hookah all the time. It's been like about 3 months since all I had is just good old oxygen in my lungs. But we good. It's a celebration today, man. Yo, Keith, how was your weekend, Keith?
My weekend was good, man. Productive. I got a lot of things done, things I needed to take care of for the week to set me up. One of the things I'm doing now, actually I'm just following is just setting a goal every week and following through with it. And this week, my goal was just to do that, take care of the things I needed to line my week for success.
What was so productive about your weekend?
The fact that I was able to take care of everything over the weekend, well, actually on Saturday, all in one shot. And then afterwards, I was able to relax Saturday. I had a productive day at work yesterday, and today things went smooth. I mean, it started off a little slow, but towards the end, picked up.
That's what's up. Any comments yet? I know we got some. I know they're asking. Y'all got shit started last week. Ain't that the truth? We got shit started last week talking about threesomes and things like that. The reality is, if y'all want to come and talk to me about the only thing that I put on a caption, then the reality is the only thing that people are telling me is that all you did was just read the caption. All you did was saw the first 2 or 3 minutes on it. People that have been following us, again, we have been here for a whole year. Mm-hmm. Strictly, we're brutally honest. We've been here all year. And a lot of our loyal followers and viewers and supporters, they know that it's not just about the caption. The caption is just the icing on the cake, but there's definitely layers to all this. We definitely talk more about just threesomes. No, we actually having a conversation here, a guy's perspective conversation,
Definitely. And one of the things, like we always say, this isn't a gimmick. We always talk about real life events, things that happen, things that we either personally go through or have been directly involved or influenced. So it's just keeping it brutal, straightforward, no sugarcoating. So whatever question you guys got, please throw them out there. Anything you want to know, anything you want to talk about, Q&A today.
I always got a topic and things like that, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me just make sure if I could pin this comment so that they can know question and answers. We're doing live Q&A today. How's everybody doing, though, man? I mean, single or taken, I'm going to do whatever I want. How does that sound, Keith?
Facts. I mean,
you would say that.
Of course. I mean,
how does that sound when I'm saying that? How does that sound? Single or taken, I'm still going to do whatever I want.
I mean, most people say, well, yeah, but if you're in a relationship, you got to compromise. You're taking all of a sudden, things change, right?
And why should they change? The reality is this is what I mean by that. Because a lot of people tell me, yo, Stitch, you're lucky that you're single. You could do whatever you want. And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, you could go out whenever you want. You don't have nobody to check in on or call in. Like, you're free. Like, you could really do whatever you want. And I'm like, so if I was in a relationship, I wouldn't be able to do that? So if I was in a relationship, I'll be locked up, I'll be tied down? Is that what you're telling me? Is that your mentality, that you're telling me that if I'm in a relationship, now all of a sudden I have to, like you said, compromise, make sacrifices? No,
well,
Keith.
some people look at it like
fuck
that.
Shit.
I mean,
if I'm in a relationship or if I'm single, I'm still going to do whatever I want. The truth is, whatever I want is going to change.
And that's true, but it's like they said, when you get married, it's that old ball and chain, right? I mean, you signing up to get locked up or locked down, right? You know what you get yourself into is what I mean.
Depending on what you're compromising. The reality is this. If I decided to be committed to you, if I decided to be in a relationship with you, if I decided to be exclusive with you, if I decided to build with you and stay with you, then that's the choice I made. That's the choice I had. That's the choice I made willingly. Ain't nobody forced me to be with you or not. Now, when I'm saying whether I'm single or taken, I'm still gonna do whatever I want. Guess what? What I want is gonna be different from what it used to be. Now, what I want to do is spend time with you. What I want to do is stay home with you. What I want to do is build with you. Now, does that mean that I can't go out anymore? Does that mean if I'm over here chilling with my boys, I gotta hit you up like, yo, mom, here with my boys, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, you're not my mother. The same way I ain't your father. The same way I want to be treated is the same way how I'm going to treat you. So if I'm not going to be up your ass and checking on you and all this, crazy nonsense, which the reality is insecurity just screaming out from your actions, I'm not going to do none of that. The reality is I don't like to get blown up, so I'm not going to blow up your phone. The reality is I don't like to go clubbing, period. So I'm not going to be no club head. But does that mean if my boys hit me up talking about like, yo, Stitch, come chill with us, whatever, I feel like now I have to ask you for permission? No, of course not. I'm a grown-ass man. Now, am I going to let you know? Yeah, I'm going to let you know. But do I feel like I'm forced to? No, I'm not forced to do anything. Now, unless we had prior plans made and I'm canceling on you or something like that, then of course I'm going to show you that respect. But it does not mean that, oh my God, now I'm in a relationship. Now I got to get tied up. Now I'm locked up. Like the reality is, that's why the divorce rate is so high nowadays from the get. Because like we said, marriage nowadays, bro, is not about love. People don't get married because they love each other. The reality is most people get married just because it's convenient. Most people just get married because it's a business. Most people get married because it's comfortable. Oh, he or she got a good head. Oh, he or she got a nice car, a nice house, a stable income. Oh, yeah, you know what? Now you can see yourself with the person.
The finances.
Shouldn't you be, I love this person first and they got a good hand on your shoulder, and they got potential to grow and this and that. No, nowadays it's more like, I look good in that BMW. Let me see. Matter of fact, nowadays it's like I'm homeless. Let me go find the girl that'll move me in. Come on, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. Y'all tell me about y'all disagree or it's not the ball and chain, it's respect. Well, exactly. If you're in a relationship with someone, it's not just about you anymore. It's about you two as a pair.
True.
I guess. The reality is, if I'm in a relationship with somebody, the reality is this. Now that I disagree with you, Braylee, and thank you for your input as well. Now that I'm disagreeing with you, but the reality is, if I'm in a relationship with somebody, that relationship is just a part of my life. That relationship is not my life. So I understand that it's not just about me anymore as far as being selfish, as far as me being inconsiderate to my partner's feelings. I understand that completely. Mm-hmm. But that does not mean that I'm going to stop doing what I was already doing that made you fall in love with me in the first place.
Facts.
You know, you're just a part of my life. You're not my entire life. And that's an issue, you know, a lot of people have nowadays, which is they devote so much time, they put so much effort, they put so much of themselves in a relationship that towards the end of it, they forget who the hell they even are.
Yeah.
Oh my God, who was that? Oh my God, I've changed.
When they do realize, that's when they have resentment.
Towards the other person, like it's the other person's fault. Like it was the other person who told you should have done this and you should have done that. No, you have your choice to do whatever it is that you want to do.
At the end of the day, communication, being brutally honest or just direct and upfront with what you want with your partner, definitely help that out. I mean, like you said, it is whether you single or you taken, you still gonna do what you want. Like you said though, what you want might change depending on if you're in a relationship or not.
What I want will change because I made the decision to be in a committed relationship. So if one of the things that's going to change is the time that I'm going to spend and the time that I'm willing to invest in the person. You feel me? I'm not going to like, and I guess it's back to the point of Ms. Bradley saying, you know, now it's as a pair. Yeah, now I'm going to want to spend time to grow together. You feel me? I'm not just going to be out and about, even though, you know, not to toot my own home, but we're very productive. We're always doing something. Either I'm mentally growing, or I'm physically growing, or I'm spiritually growing. At the end of the day, I'm always doing something. The worst thing that you can be in life is bored and comfortable. If you're comfortable and if you're bored, then that's automatically something telling you, damn, you're doing something right. Damn, you should be doing something. Again, life is balanced, so there is time allowed to be on some downtime. There is time allowed for you to just chill and relax and just kick back and enjoy. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that shouldn't be the majority of time that you'll be spending. Now, like Mildred was talking about, each person has to be whole and secure as an individual before entertaining a partnership with someone else.
Agreed, but the reality is we don't normally do that, and we've spoken about it in the past. 9 times out of 10 when people get involved, they just want to fill that void that they have. They're not content with being by themselves, and they want somebody else there to make them whole, and they end up finding somebody that might not be the right fit, but they trying to mold and make that person be the person they want them to be. It don't necessarily work out, but I agree with you. If people did have comfort with themselves and went into a relationship whole, bringing something to the table, then yeah, I think both parties will have a better understanding on what each other wants and whether or not they should move forward with that relationship or not. It's a partnership too.
A question from Tiffany Keith.
It's been a while.
This is for us. It has been a while, right? How has this show, in the past year that we've been doing it, how has this show impacted your life?
Well, first off, social media. Before, whether doing the show or anything, I don't really do social media. I'm about living life and not being behind the camera, but actually enjoying things and living in the moment. Not necessarily taking pictures of it or my food and stuff like that. So for me,
you found something productive and useful to do with your social media platform.
Well, yeah, because it helps me network. It helps me to reach out to other people. And like I said, you know, there was a time where somebody said, you know, watching the show and the things that we've talked about has helped them in their personal lives. And I feel like reaching out to people and connecting with different people is something that has changed definitely. So a little bit more social media savvy, I guess, and put myself out there. Okay. Nothing to hide, right?
All right, cool. I like that. So you took it in the positive. How about me? How has this show impacted my life? Well, it impacted my life because I feel like I just scratched the surface as far as my potential goes. It impacted my life as far as I know I can make a difference. I can be an influencer. It impacted my life as far as showing people and not just talking. not just talking words just because it sounds good and because and it's nice. No, how has this show impacted my life? I realized that being brutally honest is always the best method of doing something. Yes, sometimes you can hurt somebody's feelings, but it's better to hurt their feelings than destroying them by making them live a life and making you feel like you're something that you're not even, that you ain't. We take a lot of pride in being real, and we despise the fake. We all say that, but how many people actually do it? I'm not no hypocrite. This show has impacted my life. That if I feel it, you gotta go by your gut. Now, Pamela, Nicole Feldman, I'm definitely gonna get to your question. I actually have it written down but why? Pamela Ari, thank you for this question. I love this question because it's happened to me too. Why is someone called crazy when they ask them to get STD tested before having sex?
Oh, I don't know. I promote safe sex. I definitely think.
So if a female tells you, I'm gonna rephrase it to you. If a female tells you, I want you to get STD tested before we have sex,
I'll be like, great, let's go together.
So you won't find offended. That's real easy for you to say now. That's real easy. What would be your
now? That's always been my policy. I've never been ashamed of that. I think people should get tested regularly. If they not, you might want to go get tested. I promote safe sex.
The reality is, when that person asked me initially, it made me feel like oh shit, like what's up? How do you view me? But that was wrong. That was an assumption. That was me taking it personal. I should understand, which I do now, meaning, like you said, nowadays, especially in Orlando, everybody's just fucking everybody, and you really don't know who it is, no matter how they carry themselves. We all have weak points in our lives, you feel me? So if a person is telling me something like that, then it tells me, then you know what? It bigs you up. To be honest with you, it bigs you up as far as you being aware, as far as you being cautious of, there are STDs nowadays and nobody can't be trusted. And the reality is, I shouldn't be mad. And the reality is, if I'm going to get tested, then guess what? You're going to get tested too. And we're both walking in together.
Facts. And honestly, I mean, something like that just really shows me that you care enough about your health to make sure that if you're going to move forward, to be checked out. Why not? I mean, if that's the move you decided to make, I mean, I understand some things can happen in the moment, but if you're having discussions and thinking about doing it beforehand and that's where your mind is going, like you said, sometimes it's the physical first, but it's the chemistry after. If within that chemistry, it's going to go there, you might want to ask somebody. If you're not asking that question, you should.
Well, I like Mildred. She's like, she does this on a regular. So it's a common thing now, and I ain't mad at that. Now, back to Nicole Feldman. I actually wrote this down. Question. Would you date someone that has always been there for you, like a best friend, if she confessed feelings, or someone that you just met? So would you date someone that has always been there for you as a best friend if they confess their feelings? Period.
I mean, I don't know. I've never really been put in that situation. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, if I felt like it would hurt the friendship overall, then maybe not. But
you have a best friend.
I do.
And not to get personal, I'm not going to mention her names, but you have a bestie.
I do.
And she's a female.
She is.
And y'all never been involved.
No.
Had the thought crossed your mind?
On occasion.
Okay. What has prevented you?
The friendship. Honestly, from day one, I mean, we instantly had a connection. And I mean, it could have went either way. And ultimately, I guess we both just sort of decided to be friends over anything. And then we just never got sexual or anything like that. But we tell each other everything. So it's like the one person, I guess, that knows everything about me more than anybody would be my bestie. But the friendship is what stopped me. Which is why I said, I mean, if that was to happen with somebody that I was friends with for a while, I mean, if I felt like it would hurt the friendship, no. I'd rather keep a friend. You find those few and far between. But if I felt like I had a connection with that person, I was willing to try or see, I would consider it.
Well, first of all, let me start off by saying this. Should those feelings be confessed? I think so. I think it should be confessed. Understand that there will be repercussions. There will be a slight shift in energy. It doesn't have to be negative or even positive, but it could be a shift, and things won't always be exactly the same. But at least it's being aware. At least at the end of the day, that uncomfortable feeling will pass and it will be comfortable. So should that be addressed? Yes. Now, to answer the question, would I date someone that I only saw as a friend? Would I date someone? It's the key word. Would I date? Yeah, of course. I'm open to it. The reality is, who knows? Maybe I even felt the same way. But I always saw you as a friend. You always saw me as a friend, whatever. So we're going on a date. What's so harm about going on a date and trying to talk on that level? You never know. It might spark something that was inside me or it's in my subconscious. You never know. Would I consider it? Of course. But it also does depend as far as the friendship. Is losing that friendship worth over a relationship that may or may not even work?
Exactly. Hopefully that answered your question.
Okay. Oldest debate. Who pays for the date? Talking about dates. That's great. The person who invites, go back and forth every other date, or pay for your own? Who pays for the date? Listen, just because you asked this question tells me how much fuck boys there is nowadays. For real. Who pays for the date? The man should always pay for the first date. Now, if I'm inviting you for dinner, if I'm inviting you for drinks, if I'm inviting you to a movie, yes, that's, as a man, it's my responsibility to pay for that. Now, if you want to offer like, hey, you pay for the movies, hey, let me buy the popcorn. I'm not going to be, I'm saying like as a man, but I'm not going to get so egotistical and machista like, no, I'm the man, I'm going to pay. Like, no, like, hold up. If you offer like you want to pay because you want to contribute something to this and you don't like no free meal ticket like how some girls are nowadays, they just want a free meal. You feel me? You're letting me know what level you on. So you're damn right. I want butter on my popcorn. How about that? You feel me? Now, if you want to buy a round of shots, yeah, I like tequila. You feel me? But that's what I'm saying. But initially, it's supposed to be the man's responsibility to pay for the first date. Now, things can change moving forward. I feel like it's the man should most of the times pay for the date. That doesn't mean that a woman can't take her man now. Hey, I want to do something special. You got a pedicure at this moment. And I'm throwing it out there. It's extremely weird. You went out there and got your pedicure done. I mean, what you gonna do next? Get a manicure and get your hair done with her too?
No, but at the end of the day, but hey, actually, I take good care of myself. Not for nothing. Cleanliness is next to godliness. I believe in that. But what's wrong with me going to get a pedicure, taking care of myself? It was well needed. You ever had them people massage your feet? No, obviously. You're talking ish about it. You've never had it done.
Massage my feet, though, bro. You talking about pedicure,
don't knock it till you try it.
What, you got a clear coat? You got the clear coat, didn't you?
I didn't get no coat. No, I don't like anything shiny
garlic
on my feet.
Infused, it can help it grow.
I don't like anything shiny on my feet.
I grew up with girls.
But no, I mean, they take care of you. We've been playing a lot of basketball. I don't want my feet smelling, none of that stuff. So you got to take care of yourself. It's part of grooming. And fellas, if you don't think it is, hey, it is what it is. Don't knock it till you try it. Get your feet done. Just put me on blast.
Before dating, I expect him to court me. You know what that means?
Yeah.
Mildred, explain what you mean by that. What you think she means by that? Before dating, I expect him to court me.
Well, I mean, it's an old word. They don't use that nowadays. Nowadays, I guess everybody just snaps and go from there. But courting is basically getting to know somebody before you actually invite them out on a date. Hanging with somebody without the intent. Amen
to that. I definitely like this one. She's like, insecure men should not date alpha women. They will ensure to want to one-up a woman. Remember, in relationships, there should never be a competition. A secure man is not afraid to be vulnerable. I love that word. Transparent as well. And aware of his flaws to change. You know, a secure man has no fear of being criticized. A secure man is exactly how the word stands. Secure of himself. You feel me? I definitely like that comment.
Agreed. Facts. Who said that? I like that.
Mildred Vega, yeah. Always like, should a man be offended if I want to do a background check? Like, what is this, a job interview now? Like, now you got to do a background check? Like,
all right, that might be too far.
I think that might be a little bit too much, a background check. Like, what are you, a cop? What are you? Like, what are you?
Hey, at the end of the day...
Too much 48 hours.
At the end of the day, if you don't feel comfortable in that situation and you feel like you got to do a background check on a person, maybe that's not the relationship for you.
Hey Kermit, how you doing? I feel like if you feel like you need to do a background check on somebody, I think that speaks more about your insecurities and about your past than the person who you want to do a background check initially. That's just my opinion on that matter. You want to do a background check on me? You want to check what my offenses? You want to check my misdemeanors? You want to check my felonies? What background check is it that you're really trying to do? Are you doing background check because you want to see about my family tree and you want to know if I'm from Africa or Spain? I don't know. What type of background check are you really trying to do? You know, that's what I'm saying. Professional life coach here. I'm glad you said that. I'm actually considering doing a course on that. Or like that's actually my calling. What's the number one thing you look for in a female, Keith?
Oh shit. Being brutally honest, her ass. Yep. I look at her appearance first. Like I said before, I'm an ass man. I'm not saying that's all.
But beauty does fade, Keith.
Well, I understand that.
But without talking about anything physical.
What's the first thing you look at? Read the question. What's the first thing you look at in a female?
What's the number one thing you look for in a female?
Well, I mean, to answer that question, I guess if I'm not going to just say off looks, it's confidence. I don't like an insecure woman. I hate having to tell a woman she's beautiful for her to feel she's beautiful. I like women that know they're attractive and know what they got, and the fact that you're saying that they just appreciate it and they do it for you, not
definitely Mildred.
You know what I mean. But confidence. What about you, Stitch?
I've always said this, and I said this shit for a while now. The number one thing, yes, I understand looks is extremely important, but it's not everything. You feel me? It is needed for that initial... I need a physical attraction, period. I need that, obviously. I got to be attracted to you, but that's just physical. I also got to be attracted to you mentally as well. So I believe that, for me, what I feel is that the most important thing that I look for in a female is understanding. Just understanding who I am, understanding and appreciating and respecting my individuality. You feel me? I'm a very secure person, but I will never downgrade or make someone else feel that, or degrade somebody else for that matter. So the number one thing I would look for is understanding and being as far as on that mental level. Being as far as you got your life, you got your thing you got to do. But if you always on me and checking up on me, that's stressful right there. You feel me? I did not get into a relationship to be stressed out. If anything, I got into a relationship for companionship. And it wasn't because I was lonely. I'm happy being alone. But for that companionship, for building somebody with somebody, I always believe that you could be a good man, but the right woman can make you a great man. And I could be wrong as far as that goes. Y'all tell me what y'all feel about that. But the reality is that's what I think and what I feel and what I believe. So the number one thing is, yes, the understanding and being as far as that mental level with me as well. Like you said, ambitious. Being that mirror effect, matching my energy.
Let me ask you this. With that question, with that being said right there, let me ask you this, and I'm going to throw it out there. Do you believe in soulmates?
You know what? I did ask this question, and before I give my response, which I already have it in my head, it's a celebration, guys. It's a celebration. Got the orange, got the orange, got the orange. I mean, I don't know what orange represents, y'all tell me, but it's the colors I'm wearing today. Keith, do you believe in soulmates? Do y'all believe in soulmates?
I don't. And here's the reason I'm going to tell you why.
Hey, Jennifer, how you doing? How's everybody doing? By the way, I love you guys all. It's a 1-year anniversary, Brutally Honest. And it's a celebration, guys. We don't do the hookah. We got it now. I mean, we're doing a lot of improvements. We'll get to that towards the end. We got a lot of things in the works as well. But back to the initial question, do y'all and do you believe in soulmates?
Me, I don't believe in soulmates. I believe in, I guess you could say, maybe somebody, a life partner. Somebody that you can agree to spend the rest of your life with. Now, I don't mean that that's somebody that I feel like my soul and their soul is connected, and it was always meant to happen, and our destinies were bound to end up together, and all the movie endings and hypotheticals, right? The storybook endings. No, I don't believe in that. But I do believe that we can find somebody, like you said, that might be on our level or moving at the same pace we are and have the same goals. And I agree that there you can have a partnership for life. But I don't believe in soulmates, man.
You know what, Keith? When I first asked that question, I didn't either. Which is why I feel so good that I actually used my platform to even ask this question, because it opened my mind. I was actually mind blown from the comments that I was receiving. Now, last week, no, I didn't believe in soulmates. This week, today, I do. I actually do believe in soulmates. But with that said, it's not just in a romantical sense. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now, I believe that your kids, your parents, your friends, your co-workers, anybody that you've came across with in your life was and somehow related to being a soulmate. You feel me? A soulmate is as far as having a connection with somebody, a connection that helps you grow, that builds you, that makes you aware of who you really are in life. I believe that's what a soulmate is nowadays. I believe that a soulmate can actually enhance your qualities and your traits. I believe that a soulmate can actually, like I said, make you aware on the person that you should be and that you should have been already. You feel me? For an example, like my kids, we're definitely connected in some way, and that's as far as fatherhood goes. It made me realize, like, wow, I can really do this. Like, wow, I didn't even believe in myself that much, but they brought it out of me. Even friends, let's talk about the friends that you don't even get along with. Those friends that are so brutal, that are even malicious at times. You feel me? Those are actually the best friends, because they don't sugarcoat anything, and they tell you exactly how it is and how it should be, and it makes you feel uncomfortable a certain way, because we are human, you feel me? So we are, adaptable and receptible to feel something, no matter how many times we want to deny that's the truth. But I feel like even people that you don't get along with can be a soulmate, especially the people that you do get along with, that have that connection, that make you feel complete, that you want to hit them up like, hey, what's up? Let's just go and hang out. Those people that you don't need to just smoke, that you don't need to just drink, that you could just enjoy each other's time. You feel me? So yes, I do believe that soulmates do exist now. I don't believe that it's limited to just romantic sense. Do I believe that? Yes, but I also believe that it's not just one. I believe there's multiple. You feel me? I don't believe that there's just one soul that you're meant to be with in your life, and you got to go out and find it. First of all, you shouldn't be searching for it anyway. It's going to find you. You feel me? The first step is always awareness.
I can agree with that. I mean, like you said, I've never looked at it that way. In my mind, I was literally answering the question based off of finding somebody to fall in love with and spend the rest of my life with. But, I mean, if you're looking at it that way, I guess I can sort of agree that if you have that connection with somebody, that could be a soulmate. I mean, you're always going to wonder and care and about their whereabouts and what's going on with them.
Definitely. I also have put it that, like at this point in my life, sex is not even important. To be honest, a connection is.
Wait. I'm not even having a connection unless we having sex, Stitch. I mean, what are you talking about? Sex isn't important.
You would say that.
Of course it is.
You would say that.
Of course it is.
You would say that.
Why would not?
Because you're probably one of these niggas out there that feel like pussy is just pussy, and it doesn't even matter, right? You're one of those that have no standards. You're one of those that every female at your job be like, yeah, I slept with him. That should be an exclusive list, Keith. Not every female should be able to say that. You feel me?
No,
have some type of self-respect for your ass.
I do.
Oh, now I'm getting on you. But
I don't just sleep with anybody. I do have standards. But I get what you mean.
Now you get what I mean. Now you get what I mean. No. I'm saying stick with your brutal ass, like you said. You're not even gonna have a good sex with anybody if there's not a connection.
Now,
clearly.
Now, hear me out. I'm not just saying just randomly having sex with anybody is gonna give you a connection. And not for nothing. Me personally, I don't even have random sex or one night stands or just hookups. So I wouldn't know what that is, anyways. But if you get to know a person and you have a connection beforehand, that right there enhances it. That makes the sex that much better. But you're right.
If you have sex with somebody the first day and there's no connection, would you smash them again?
I wouldn't have sex with them the first day if there's no connection.
What you mean? Maybe that connection was just physical. Like we said, the first time is just physical. The second time is chemistry. Isn't chemistry a connection?
Yeah. But if there's no connection first, I'm not even going that far is what I'm saying. Like, if I meet you, I don't care how good you look. If at the end of the day you don't got nothing up here, I'm not connecting.
All right. So this is what I mean by that. This is what I mean. At this point in my life, sex isn't even important. A connection is. That's not saying that I don't need to have sex. We're men and we all have our needs. What that's saying is that sex is not that important. What I'm saying is that sex is not everything. What I'm saying is that me just being sexually involved with somebody is not the only thing that I want in my life. That's not where I want to invest my time is that. Now, y'all can call it mentally growth. Y'all can call it maturity. Y'all can call it enlightenment. Y'all can call it whatever y'all want. But the reality is that's the state of mind that I am in right now. So if I meet a female and she looks good and she looks hot, of course I'm going to want to smash. We're men, obviously, and vice versa. Females feel the same way. But the reality is it needs to be more than that. It needs to be more than just physical. I'm not just here trying to just smash every chick that I see. The reality is you won't even know I want to smash. I need to be able to connect it to you on a mental note. I need to be able to feel your energy. I need to be able to know that I can mesh with you, I can match with you, and I can mirror you, and we can build something. I need to know these things. The reality is, if I don't have a connection, then the truth is, I'm going to need a pill to smash you. I'm just being honest, right? It's called brutally honest. It's just the truth. Now, from Nicole Foreman. Why is it that a girl can have a great job, car, be independent, pay her own bills, but doesn't look a certain way and gets looked over by a guy for a girl with just a nice body and a pretty face with nothing going on for herself? Shallow?
Check that one.
The guy's just being shallow. The guy's just the complete opposite of what it is. The guy's more like Keith. So, yeah.
Not necessarily.
Not
necessarily, because at the end of the day, it's also maturity too. Maybe that guy isn't ready to settle down. Maybe he's not on the level you are. He don't have what you have to bring to the table, and maybe he feels insecure about approaching that situation, or maybe he feels more comfortable just leaving that alone and going for something else. Sometimes guys do what they call the grass is greener on the other side. They just checking out the other side of the fence. That pretty girl can't cook. She can't do all the things that you can do, and he'll learn once he's over there, but by then you moving on. It always happens.
Frank Joseph is like, Nicole, because men are entirely visual. Want to take that?
Well, I mean, initially we might be, but I think we all are visual at first. Like we said, first impressions make everything. But at the same time, like I said, it might just be that person might not be on the same level you on, and I'd rather you find out now than later.
Truth is, I wouldn't say get looked over, but the truth is, I guess he is right to a certain extent. I wouldn't say entirely. I would say primarily a visual creatures. I would say more like, you walking past and you see a nice art, or you see a nice sculpture, or you see a nice scenery, you're going to stop and look. But what are you doing? If you're doing more than just looking, then you should know the intentions on the guy itself. As a matter of fact, Mima had a question, and I'm going to get to that right now while you're doing that real quick. It's kind of weird the way she wrote it down. Confusing, if anything. I'm going to try to just paraphrase it. Have a good topic. Need someone, vice versa. You enjoy their company. Let's say you meet somebody and you enjoy their company to the fullest, and vice versa. And then later down the road, after you get involved in whatever, that person ends up having something, a missing body part. like a leg, or she even put like a breast, or I don't know how you
convince. Something you might not have been able to see up front.
Yeah, but you still.
I mean, if they was wearing a leg and maybe had a prosthetic, but they were wearing pants.
But you still have a great vibe, and even though that they have a toe missing, Now, what is your initial reaction to that, and would you and should you walk away?
Well, I guess for me it would depend on how long into it before they actually told me or came up with it. Because at the end of the day, if they're just uncomfortable with telling me because it's their, it's their body, it's who they are. One, they shouldn't feel, like they had to tell me that up front. But if you're not telling me until literally things are going down, it's like, oh, by the way, my leg comes off. It's like at that point you might have should have told me before we were in a position of to actually get started, so I wasn't startled in the middle of the moment, so to speak. But it's based off that connection. I mean, if it's a real connection, you're not going to care what that person has. You might feel a little taken aback that they weren't as upfront with you about it. But if you understand them, and like I said, there's a real connection, it shouldn't matter.
The reality is, if you have something missing or you have something about you and you want it to be disclosed about that information for whatever reason, then that's your reason for whatever it was. But the reality is, like you said, how long did you go on portraying to be something that you're not? Being deceitful. That's my initial reaction right there. Mm-hmm. I'm going to feel like I'm being lied to. Like, so you wanted me to feel for you a certain way before I knew the truth about you? How can me personally be promoting always be yourself and entertain something like that? So yeah, that's my initial reaction. And would I walk away? Yeah, you're damn right I'm walking away. Because if you want to lie about something like that, what else are you going to lie about? That's just what I'm going to think. You feel me? So it's like, it's better to just be brutally honest. It's better to just give somebody a choice. I feel like you didn't even give me a choice. I feel like the choice I had was either like you for who you're portraying to be. And now after the fact, now you on a wedding day, I'm seeing this limp, and I was like, I think it's time for me to show you. Like, I'm like, what the hell type of prosthetic like you had before? That shit was good. That shit was good. Any questions? Let's see. What type of connection are you referring to? Because for some, a sexual chemistry, and that's all there is for some. Type of connection am I referring to? The type of connection as far as the potential, the type of connection as far as getting along together, the type of connection as far as I understand you and you understand me, the type of connection as far as not be having that fear of being criticized, the type of connection as far as I can be myself when I'm with you, the type of connection that I can see you as my best friend, that I can hit you up for whatever it is that I am going through. That's the type of connection I'm talking about. Now, yes, sex is important. And maybe that's all the connection that I'm seeing right now. Not the sex, as far as the chemistry, as far as, wow, we vibe. And can things build up from there? Yes, things can build up from there. But it has a lot to do with my state of mind, where I'm at right now, and where you at right now. And, a lot of times I always believe that I always knew from the get, bro. I always trust my gut. I always feel my energy. So I always knew that, this is a girl that I can like. Now, in time, that shit can fuck up. Clearly, because true colors do show. But I feel like the connection is more important than just the sex. People can have great sex. I've had amazing sex in my life, and I've stayed around just because of the amazing sex, and I overlooked the arguments, the arguments and the fighting just because of the sex. And then I realized that, you know what? It doesn't even matter anymore. It doesn't even matter, because after I bust that nut, I'm like, damn. Shit, I'm still stuck. I feel like I'm in a cage. I'm not even happy. Exactly. And really, that's just me fulfilling my physical needs because it's just sex. But it has to be a lot more than that. You feel me? You can be sorry I wrote a little mess. Just a little mess? Okay, cool. I got one. Amanda Ortiz. Hello, how you doing? Brandy. Hello, ¿cómo están? So from Miss Ortiz, so what would you do if your girlfriend or boyfriend told you that you can never comment on their social media? Or what if they date someone? Will you date someone who has you blocked on social media? I like that question. No, would you take back a girl that cheated on you? No, there is no, but it's no, you cheated on me once, you're going to do it again, and that has much to say about you, and it has to say about me, so no, I'm just going to answer that shit right now. Would you date somebody that ever cheated on you?
I can say I have. I went back, I made a mistake.
Oh,
I learned twice.
But you learned from it.
I learned twice.
And that's what we're talking about, we're talking from experience.
I learned twice.
You're damn right. Now as far as Amanda Ortiz, that's a good topic. Social media friends. Should you remain friends if you was already friends? And should you become friends if you wasn't already? As far as social media goes, we understand it's 2018. We understand the internet boom. We understand that social media, whether a lot of people want to admit it or not, it is a part of our lives. The reality is we're on social media right now, influencing and affecting people and impacting people's lives right now, right? So what I'm asking is, should you remain friends on social media? Now, to get specific on what she said, how will we take it if, I'm going to take it to you. Let's say your girl would tell you, oh, you can't comment on anything that she does. How would you take that?
Well, why not?
Exactly.
I mean, instantly. Why not?
Exactly. Well, why not? Questions is going to arise. Well, why not? What do you have to hide? Or are you hiding something, or are you hiding me? What are you, Drake? Yeah, I wasn't hiding you from the world. I was hiding the world from you. Like, the fuck? I'm just saying, though. Tomo bien. Gracias por preguntarme, Brandy. Hello, Nancy. How you doing? Ain't going back. Nah, you don't do that shit. Going back to your. I'm just saying, though. Like, but what do you think? Like, the first question is, why not? Why don't you? And now I'm going to have to, and that's the first question that should, because I want to understand where the person is coming from. Mm-hmm. Now, what question, if I tell you, girl, oh, don't comment on my shit, why wouldn't I want her to comment on my shit? Oh, because I don't want niggas to know that we're dating. Well, why don't I want, like, what's so private? What's so private about your social media? I'm not asking for your password. I'm not asking for your login info. I'm not asking for your email that you use so I could go crack the code. You feel me? Like, what is it that you're hiding from comment? Now, would I date somebody that has you blocked? Well, first of all, I guess I would have to do some investigation to find out you have me blocked. You feel me? Like, oh, look what this person said. And I'm like, how come I can't read that? Because they got your ass fucking blocked. Damn. I guess the first date wasn't good enough for a second date.
Hey, it happens.
Yeah, I guess we all need new friends. Well, I mean, we're already friends. I'm going to delete you and friend you so just so we can act like we're just new friends. How about that? Questions. I love these questions. Let's see. We're about to wrap this up. Let's talk with you dry like I owe you something. Like I have to impress you. And I'm saying this to a girl. What do you think I mean by that?
You dry like I owe you something?
You're dry like I owe you something. Damn, I called you beautiful. Damn, I said I miss you. Damn, I said I miss your face. And you're on some, okay. And you're on some, that's good. And you're on so, all right. Like, you're dry like I owe you something. And this goes with like I have to impress you. Oh, look, this. Oh, I got you. Like now, like I'm fighting for your love. Like, why do I need to fight for your love? If anything, I should prove my love for you. I should prove that I'm a man of my word. I should prove that I can keep my word. But the reality is, if you're dry like I owe you something, then I don't owe you anything.
And I think that comes down with like I was saying before, in regards to if I have to tell you you're beautiful for you to feel that way, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not the guy for you. And if she's that dry, man, maybe she's not that interested. Period.
And that's how I'm going to take it. Because there's too many people out there that vice versa. It always works vice versa. Always works both ways. But you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Now, to finish this up, I'm going to answer this. I've been mentally abused in a relationship. I wasn't able to have any social media. Will you do that to your girlfriend? Hell no. Reality is, do you. Live your life. Go be happy. I just want to be part of your happiness. Whatever it is that you want to do that makes you comfortable, do whatever it is that you need to do. You feel me? If I feel like you shouldn't, then that says more about me than you. The reality is, we are not responsible for other people's insecurities. Period. I've spoken about as far as solitude in my previous shows, probably all of them. What have you learned most in embracing exercise in your solitude? What I have learned the most? Myself. What I have exercised the most in it, or what I have embraced the most, is as far as I don't need anybody. I want somebody. And there's a big difference in that. I don't need anybody to be comfortable. I don't need anybody to spend my time with. I don't need anybody because I'm bored. I don't need anybody because I'm lonely. No. I'm good enough with myself. You feel me? So now I have the choice. Now I know I have the clear choice that of what I'm making as far as the decision that's being made, being that, am I trying to get with somebody because I'm lonely, or am I trying to get somebody because I really like that person? And that's one of the things I embrace the most as far as solitude goes. You feel me? Exactly how Brandon says, Nicole, you should never be controlled. That's a weakness. You're absolutely right. That's especially a weakness. As far as the final thought, it's my mind before I get to yours. It's be aware. Be aware of everything is always the first step. There's a lot of people that they're just always negative. And you got to stay away from these people. These are these people that always say, oh, you got to lose weight. Oh, you got to do this. And you got to do that. And then you actually lose the weight. And now they're acting like they've never even noticed it. Like, those are people that they just filled with so much negativity, because we all know that misery loves company. You feel me? I love it. Oh, I want to see you happy. And then when you're happy, they're trying to bring your ass down. Be aware. Again, this is the first step to everything. A lot of these people, like, they project their own insecurities onto you. Like, you give them an idea, something that you want to do, and they're giving you their doubt. They're giving you their hesitation. They're telling you, oh, you can't do this. Oh, but how are you going to do that? Or how are you going to do it? The reality is, when I decide to do something, that's when I speak about it. So when I speak about it, and anything else other than you should do it, anything else is going to be my motivation, Keith. No matter what the hell they say, I'm going to be like, cool, I'm glad you fucking said that, because you're going to see that I'm going to do it whether you believe it or not. Because you know what? I believe in myself, and back to the solitude. That's all I ever need. It's about being aware. Being aware. Definitely. Being aware. This is being aware. Show yours. You got yours? This is being aware. We drink a gallon of this. We drink a gallon of this freaking day. You finished yours. I still got half of mine to go. This is just detox water. This is just detoxifies you. Doesn't give you shit. It's not a fucking laxative. I'm just saying, this just cleans your whole body. But that's just liquid. It's just cleaning your body. What are you doing to cleaning your soul? What are you doing to cleaning your mind? Stay away from these negative ass people. That's just my final thought. Your final thought, Keith. I'm sure you have one, but I want to ask you something. I want your final thought on this question. Okay. Being that we already have a whole year, and we're celebrating a year anniversary of Brutally Honest. A year since I brought you on to the lives. Because clearly, I've been doing this for 3 years. But this is about Brutally Honest. You already been doing this for a year with me. Last week, you had said something like, wow, I didn't even know we was affecting people's lives. And you know what, Keith? I feel a certain way about that. Because all I've been telling you, that's the only shit I've been telling you. Yo, we can influence people. We could be positive. We could affect people's lives. We could change people's lives. We can open their minds. We could do better. We could do something good. And it feels like, and not to knock you, I'm glad you're aware. Awareness is the first step, right? Mm-hmm. So now you realize that from last week. Now I'm going to ask you again. Or now I'm going to ask you, where do you see Brutally Honest moving forward?
Well, I mean, definitely bigger and better things. I definitely want to see us, reach out to more people and do more of what we was talking about, more of what you was just talking about. One of the things I don't want to see more of, and I'm pretty sure more people will agree, is Mr. Fuckboy, right? We can get rid of Mr. Fuckboy. We did that one.
Why we gotta get rid of him? Because why we gotta get rid of him? It's easier to show and tell. It's easier to show people what a fuckboy is than tell them, right? Definitely. That was the point of that. You know? So you're right. Maybe people don't want to see Mr. Fuckboy again. Will he come back? The world will never know. We'll never know. That's like figuring out a woman. The world may never know. You feel me? Try doing green veggie juice. And yes, I understand pineapple, cucumber, and celery. Mixing them all up is one of the best detox. Thank you for Sharon for sharing that. Where do I see Brutally Honest from now on? The truth is, when I started this about 3 years ago, you know, I was just doing this because I needed it myself. I was started off with just doing inspiration, and it was strictly inspiration. I started recording myself. From the feedback that I was getting back, a lot of the people was like, wow. And a lot of the topics some of the feedback was getting to me, especially on my Facebook, not Instagram. They was talking to me about the relationships. So it steered away from the relationship towards relationship topics. And that's what Brutally Honest is relationship advice from a guy's perspective. And we're going to follow that line. From now on, we're going to talk about more about not just the relationships, but more importantly, the individual in the relationship. As far as what should you and what shouldn't you do to maintain that healthy relationship. That's what this show is going to continue moving on. An announcement that I'm going to make that you don't even know is going to be next month when I come from New York. I'm starting a new page, and that was going to be strictly and exclusively only for inspiration. And that's it. Exactly where I started from. Getting back to my roots, going back to my roots, my origins in Brooklyn. And it's going to be strictly about inspirational. And that's going to help me focus more and being more of myself on Brutally Honest. It's only going to be relationships. And I don't have to really divide anything as far as the topics go. I always want to end it with an inspiration. No, we're going to keep it strictly with relationships. I'm going to have my other page, which is, you're going to like this. What, you ready for it? NBC? You ready for it? NBC? Okay. Nothing but confidence.
Okay.
That's what I'm naming it. Yeah. Nothing but confidence on the Michael Marte page. That's going to be strictly for inspirational. It's not going to be like a weekly show or anything like that. It's just going to be videos that I'm going to create, inspirational videos where I'm actually showing and telling them what it is. Being more personal, being more vulnerable, being more transparent. That's going to start next month. As far as, let me see, beautiful question. Well, I guess you're probably talking to me. Anyway, I love you all. The reality is, I never knew that I wanted to touch people's lives. The only thing I always knew personally was I always loved to help people. That was it. And that was my inspiration, knowing that I was helping people. You've recently been inspired. You have a different motive than what I do, you know. But whatever your motive is, you know, use that as your motivation to continue moving forward, continuing to having your creative insight, continuing to have your unbiased opinions, and exactly how we named the show, being brutally honest. I love you guys all. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. We got the apparel, and I got the polo shirts. I know y'all loving that. And to another great year of Brutally Honest. Adios.